Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, June 30, 2023. We'll be having our pre-bid conference. So before we start, let's have a short prayer with Engineer Asika. Okay, thank you, Asigna. So we now call the attendance. So from the Bidding and Awards Committee, we have our back chairman, SR Gauran Jr., then yours truly as the vice back chairman, Jeremiah Gabuya. And we have also for the members, we have Maria Dolores Salazar, then um, Maria Luz Ibensuela. Then for the secretariat, we have Jerome R. Padraque, Arnel Venezuela, Fritz Andrew Asignar, and Winmar R. Pinena. And for the technical working group, we have Attorney Francis Cañete and Marcelino Cortez IV. So the rest are probably doing their online through our FB Live. Then we also have the planning and design representative. We have Lona Jean B. Ople and Engineer Ruby Joy Lorenzo Aclarit and Miss Brizel B. Abuso. And then for the construction firm, please acknowledge from the St. Bernardine, we have Jefferson Casana. Raise your hand, please. Thank you. From Rebecca Najiba Construction and Development, we have Joy Falconete. And from SBNT Construction OPC, we have Magda Balinton. Okay. And also from the new Global Dev Corporation, we have Raymond Aroa. Okay. And last but not the least, from Plana Construction, we'll have Jamaica Sapanta. Okay, thank you very much. So, Mr. Chair, I've already called the attendance. For the FB Live, we will already know that YouTube Live, we already know how many are viewing. So there are number of viewers indicated when you log in on our YouTube Live. Okay. So, Mr. Chair. Okay, let's proceed. So I will now turn you over to our respective planning engineers.
Thank you, Ma'am Jared. Okay. For the first contract ID for today's pre-bidding conference, 23HH 0109. Local program, National Building Program, Buildings and Other Structures, Multipurpose/Facilities, Construction, Completion of Professional Regulation Commission, Sudlon, Barangay Lahog, Cebu City. With an ABC of 23,520,000 and 180 calendar days for its duration. The project is located in between lang yun sa DENR o civil service nga building sa Sudlon. Tunga na ay newly constructed diha nga PRC building as of now gani kay ongoing pa ang ang scope pod sa first nga previous nga mga contracts. And for this scope of works, ni focus na kita sa exterior niya nga finishing nga mao ang glassworks. So makita nimo sa perspective sa ang exterior walls puro ni siya mga bildo using 12 mm tempered glass, no. So in this contract mo to maka-focus ra gid ta sa kining mga exterior walls, no. So located sa Sudlon lang gyud siya. So here, so more gini atong mga scope of works, no, for the finishing works, fabricated materials for aluminum glass window, sliding type, tempered glass door, 12 mm, aluminum glass windows for awning, glass wall, 12 mm, and sa wooden doors and windows niya. So here, go through lang ta sa mga scheduling sa doors and windows. So, mao ni siya. Specified po naka sa diha kung unsang description ang kini nga door ug asa siya itaod nga naayang location. So, mao ni siya ang atong mga specs sa mga doors and windows. Okay. For example, no, ang glass finish niya sa kuan kay 12 mm thick clear tempered glass wall with frosted strip sticker. So mo na ay mga sticker. No mag same ano na siya mga sticker. So mga glass ang atong mga partitions. Yan na siya. So here. So puro bildo gid. Okay. So mana tanaw lang tas kaya sa scheduling sa mga doors and windows niya. So that's it for the first contract 23HH0109 completion of PRC building at Sudlon, Lahog, Cebu City. ABC. Ang ABC niya is 23.5 million. So, mao na siya. Okay. For the next contract ID to be presented by Engineer Luna.
Good morning, everyone. For the Good morning, sir. For the contract ID 23HH0110, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Pulangbato, Cebu City, Cebu. Project description is flood control drainage with an ABC amount of 4,950,000. Contract duration of 124 calendar days. And source of funds GAA FY 2023. Yes, sir. DO. Ah, sige, sir. Sige, sir. So for this project, it consists of two lane, alignment, lane 1A station 0 to 230 and alignment 1B is station 0 to 72 with a net length of 175 meters. So for the location plan, our project is located along Pulangbato Kandarong Road. So the alignment, lane 1A is along lang dyan siya sa road. Tapos construction of box culvert drainage with steel grating cover every 10 meters. And the alignment 1B is construction of 48 inches RCPC. Mao ni siya kaning mo-cross siya dira sa along sa atong Gandarong Pulangbato Road. Mo-cross ni siya mao ni ang 48 inches RCPC. So padung na siya dito sa Butuanon River. So for our outfall na atay para protection sa atong scouring sa outfall na atay nata aning flared F-type head wall. Mo ni siya ang para protection sa atong outfall. So ang main quantities lang aning sa atong project sa Pulangbato is reinforcing steel bars, structural concrete for the box culvert and steel grating. Tapos napon ni siya 48 inches RCPC embankment and nag-provide po tag shoring para sa excavation sa project. So, mora na siya ang atong main scope of work sa kaninga project, drainage along Pulangbato. Naana siya appeal sa kuan sir kanang item nga structural concrete na siya formworks. Nag sa atong lumber og sa atong plywood sir nagamit tag for uses. Yes sir. Yes sir. 10.8 mm sir ang thickness. Tapos 0.7 by 0.7 iyahang dimension. 10.8. Yes sir. Kung muhatag siguro ang construction sir sa ilang side nga kanang para gikan sa contractor nga di na siya available for the katong mga past nato nga project. So among i-consider ay kanang mangita siguro may answer lain. Oh, mangita mi kanang higher spec sir. Oh, mangita mig laing mas higher nga spec sir. Kung maka-provide mi atong certification sir nga dili gyud siya available sa market. Yes, sir. Oh. Um, yes, ma'am. Oh, certification. Oh, kana. Sige. So for the next project, 23HH0111, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program BIP, Flood Mitigation Structures Protecting Public Infrastructures Facilities, Construction of Flood Mitigation Structure, Barangay Cugun, Cebu City, Project Description, Flood Control, with an ABC amount of 9,900,000 with a contract duration of 175 calendar days. Ah, yes, sir. So for the location of Barangay Cugun drainage construction, basically kay nanin siya kanang construction for the past years 2020 nato nga project. So ato lang ni siya sumpayan. Ang atong scope of work ani is box culvert with steel grating cover gihapon every 10 meters. So So kani siya ang location nato is kanang creek ni siya sa barangay Kugon og Inayawan murag boundary ni siya sa ilang barangay. So ang iyang outfall ani is layo-layo pa. So nag-start lang ta diri sa upper side, padulong ta sa outfall. Tapos ang iyahang length is 199.5 meters. So mao ni ang iyang dimension sa box culvert. So mainly box culvert lang jud siya with stair grating cover. Yes, sir. Mao ni siya sir 2.4 iyang span, yaya 1.8 ang iyahang depth. Clear. So for the calendar days of this project is 175. Ah, So based ni siya sa DO17 kung wala ko sayo pa series of 2023 mao ni among ginagamit sir para sa drainage. So kaning 175 sir is nana ni siya kuan, nana ni siya 15, nani ni siya 15 calendar days for the permits. Amo ang gi additional sir onya 30 para sa COVID-19. So basically 100 kuan ra jud ni siya iyahang sa DO sir is 124 calendar days ra gini siya sir tapos nag-additional lang mi para sa katong 30 nga COVID niya 15 sa permits. So 175 calendar days total ma'am. Naa pa siya, sir. Wala pa siya gitangtang sa kuan. Yes, sir. So for the next project, I will give 199.5 meters, sir, for the 9 million. Kung ano naman gud yung kuan, sir, yang kuan, sir, yahang summary of quantities. For the reinforcing steel, sir, we have 49,858 kilograms. Double, kung siya, sir, double reinforce. Yan, nasa siya 16 mm, 12 mm nga diameter sa atong rebars. Tapos for the cubic meter of the structural concrete, 408 cubic meters, sir. Yan, napon siya lean concrete sa ato ang foundation, 29 cubic meter. Nya, metal frames nga 10 kabuok every 10 meters. Nya, excavation nato, sir, is 624 cubic meter. Wala ra, sir. Sige, sir. Yes, sir. So any questions from the contractor side? If none, I will give the floor to Engineer Oclaret Lorenzo for the next project.
Good morning, everyone. Before I will discuss the two projects, I will first discuss the computation of the calendar days. So as you can see here, our basis for the computation of calendar days, we have here DO44 series of 2012 for the standard construction duration of DPWH projects. And then aside from that, we also have additional calendar days for the MOB. For here, we have 10 days. And then we have an allowance here of 45 days, the same with Engineer Opla mentioned earlier, 15 days for the permits, and then additional 30 days for the COVID-19 requirement. So, for example, for a 5 million project, we have here a total of 105 days, including all the allowances, the MOB, the COVID-19, and then the permits. So I think for Kampot How, it is also the same for 105 days. So, okay. So for contract ID 23HH0112, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings and facilities, Construction of road with drainage, Barangay Kampothaw, Cebu City. So, the EBC of this project is 4,950,000 with 105 calendar days, the same with I mentioned earlier. So, for the scope of work for this project, so this project is a 250 thick PCCP for all throughout the stations, with stations ranging from 1 plus 00 up to 1 plus 145 with a total net length of 145 meters. So all throughout the project, we have the width that varies from 4.9 to 5.8 meters because it is from end to end, so it varies. And then the PCCP is 250 thick and the sub base is 200 thick. So if you can see here, the items, we have the usual, the provision of combined field office, and then the permits and clearances, the project billboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mob the mob, and then we have a removal of existing concrete, 0.23 thick, and then we have the usual surplus common excavation, and then pipe, culvert, and drain excavation for the reinforced line canal in left and right side. And then we have the subgrade preparation, the aggregate sub-base course, and then the PCCP, instead of the usual 14 days curing, we have 7 days. Because sir, the location is in the city, so we decided to use the 7 days instead of 14. Sige, sir. And then we have here items 404 and 405, the reinforcing steel and structural concrete for the reinforced line canal. And then we have manholes here, 4 manholes for the existing cross drain to be the cross drain is already existing in the site, while the manhole is to be constructed. And then we have here metal frames and grating, 0.9 by 0.8 for the manhole. And then we have 0.4 by 0.5 for the cover of the reinforced line canal for every 3 meters. So that's it for the scope of work of this project. So this is the typical cross-section having two reinforced line canal on left and right side. Do you have any questions for the contractor side? For, Thank you, sir, for those. Those are noted. So, do you have any other questions?
Good morning, everyone. For contract ID 23HH0113, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access road and or bridges from the national roads leading to major or strategic public buildings or facilities, construction of road with drainage, Barangay Agsungot, Cebu City. For the ABC is 4,950,000 and the contract duration is 105 calendar days. So for the contract duration, as explained to Engineer Ruby, we have the same computations arrive. And then for the scope of work, this has a net length of 216 meters. The width varies from 8 meters to 5 meters because from the beginning, it is wide, so nag-transition ta from 8 meters to 5 meters. And then we have a single barrel box culvert here. And then we have a reinforced open line canal for the uh, left side and then the right side. So maputol siya. And then we have cross drain here kay naman siya oy kuan kanang na siya existing nga sapa diri sa kuan so malabayan lang tubig diri sa kuan. So for the scope for the quantities, provision of combined field office, permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard, operational safety and health, traffic management, move, surplus common excavation, pipe culvert and drain excavation for the line canal and the RCPC, embankment from roadway excavation, subgrade preparation, aggregate sa base course, PCCP of 0.20 meter thick, and then 14 days ang iyang curing. Reinforcing steel and structural concrete for the catch basin, reinforced line canal, and then for the single barrel box culvert, then pipe culvert, which is 610 mm, then stone masonry, and then concrete curb. Nasa concrete curb in every line canal. So, mo ni ang typical ang iya kuan kay 0.80 ng ato ang kuan line canal with a thickness of 0.1. And then ata oy kuan kanang pave na nga shoulder, pave na atong shoulder diri nga 0.3 in each kuan. So mo ni ang kuan single barrel nga details sa box culvert. Any questions? Sige sir, next time. Next time sir, amo nang i-appeal og present ang mga equipment sir. Sige sir. Sa contractor side, na may questions? Wala. Sure? Sige, and then Engineer Ruby will explain the Barangay Pahina Central.
So good morning again. Now, I will discuss contract ID 23H80114. Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, access roads and or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road with drainage, Barangay Pahina Central, Cebu City, Cebu. So, with an ABC of 4,950,000 and 105 calendar days. So this is the same also with the same calendar days computation with the previous two projects. So this project has station limits of 2 plus 800 up to 2 plus 947 with a net length of 147 meters. So as you can see here with the location plan, this plan is located in Panganiban Street, in between Sansangco Street and Colon Street. So, for the typical cross-section of this project, we have an existing line canal on the left side. So, for this project, we will construct uh, a line canal on the right side with almost the same specs with the left side. So, I will proceed with the summary of quantities for the items. So with the usual provision of combined field office, permits and clearances, project billboard, signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization, demobilization, surplus common excavation, pipe culvert and drain excavation for the line canal and the manholes, and then subgrade preparation, aggregate sub-base course, and then for the PCCP, we have 0.25 thick and 14 days curing since this one is on the city side, so 0.25 thick. And then we have items 404 and 405, reinforcing steel and structural concrete for the reinforced line canal. And then we have here 910 millimeter diameter for the manholes, one for the beginning and then the end of the project on the right side for the reinforced line canal. And then we have here concrete cover of zero point 0.4 by 0.8 by 0.15 as cover of the reinforced line canal every 3 meters. And then spaced at 3 meters spacing. And then we have here metal frames and grating zero point 0.9 by 0.9, two sets for the manholes. So here is the typical cross-section for the projects with width that varies from 5.95 up to 12.35, including the start and the start which has a bigger width. So do you have any questions from the contractor side? So that will be all. Thank you.
So for the contract ID 23HH0115, contract name 001, ensure safe and reliable national road system, network development, construction of bypass and diversion roads, Mambaling South Boulevard, Cebu City. Project description, road construction, PCC, with an ABC amount of 144,750,000. Contract duration is 288 calendar days. So this project kay basically continuation ni siya sa atong Mambaling South Boulevard nga project. Tapos ang iyang main scope of work is low protection. So for the quantities of this project is ang main construction is drainage and slope protection, capping beam, and Z steel sheet pile. And napod tay backfill sa ato ang slope protection. So para sa atong slope protection scope of work, mo ni siya ang naong sa ato ang capping kani siya nya atong gamit nga steel sheet pile is Z-type. Yes. So mao na siya atong scope of work ani nga project. Tapos naapod ni ang ato ang civil works ani is so atong civil works ani amount is 96,500,000 dra tapos naatay road right of way acquisition nga 48,250,000. So mao to ang ato ang ABC amount total is 144,750,000. So that's all for this project. Any questions? Katong mo kuha ta sa katuganing mga ISF sir. Bayran na to sila para Yes sir. Pero lahi ni siya nga ko answer. Lahi ni siya nga kanang lahi ni siya. So civil works lang. Ah, kani siya sir, murag kani nasayop. Sa ko natandog. Kani sir kaning murag nasayop ra ni kaning total amount. Ay. Sige, for clarification, pwede ra mo budol sa sir. 144 ang nakabutang, ma'am. Yes, mo. Yes, sir. Sa among ABC lang, sir, is civil works, sir, siya. Pero, yes, yes, sir. Ako yung nanamong head, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Noted, sir, noted. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, yes, sir. So that's all for the side of the planning and design section. So I'll give the floor to Ma'am Jara.
Okay, that's it, no? So, kung na may clarifications, of course, itong last item ganiha, should natay mga technical issue. And this pre-bid conference, while it is not strictly required, no, sa before ka maka sa bid, participate, bidding. And while attendance is not required, but attending pre-bid conference could help you gather some information, especially katong wala bitaw kayo kuan, wala kayo madetalye. This is time of asking questions and likewise some modification of the scope of work if found na ay mga inconsistent, no? So, of course, all of these things discussed na sa ato ang there is atong invitation to bid, no? Nasa ato ang kuan. So, what we need is for you to give para bang giving opportunity sa mga prospective bidders na to ask question and or request for clarification or something like kanabang maka napatay time, no? Because this will be done 12 days before the opening of bid, and we have the time to kanabang something like request for some clarification and or modification in the quantities before the 7 days before the opening of bid. So siguro it's good to kuan namang part sa atong pre-bid conference katubit ang reviewing all necessary documents to be submitted, to be done, and everything, di ba? Naga-play ta atong kwento muna. So I think kung sa man nato pang i-play to, katong i-play lang yapon nato, no. Let's continue and play the kuan as a reminders to all bidders that we need to observe all those things, especially on the compliance with the filling up of the BIDOCs, then the submitted documents and the requirements and everything, which is always clarified. That's why I mentioned kanina nga we need to have also some presentation of the equipment requirements, manpower requirements, so quantities, mamanaingana ng pre-bid, no? Although nanana diha sa to ang kwan, but we need to somehow remind the bidders to not be able to bang ma-disqualify in view of because of that reason nga wala nila masunod. So what are documents to be attached when the equipment is like this, when the engineers is like this, when experience nga required, others. So this pre-bid conference is an opportunity for us, especially the bidders, no, to to clarify matters kung sa pa yung mga dili kay klaro sa na-publish. So let's proceed to the next.
Yeah, we will be hearing the uh, requirements.
will be discussed in the preparation of the document. First, for the technical proposal, the basic eligibility requirement during the submission of bids in the field JEPs certificate of registration and membership must be current and updated in accordance with the provisions of the IRR. And its registration is proper and relevant to the particular type of procurement. In lieu of the Class A eligibility documents uploaded and maintained current and updated in the field JEPs. Bidders are required to submit their field JEPs certificate of registration during bid submission. Next, if ang bidder is not enrolled in CWA, the bidder must attach validated PCAB license and registration statement of all ongoing and completed government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, whether or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid within the period provided in the bidding documents, given emphasis as per Department Order number 36 series of 2015. For this, strong emphasis is given to this matter since this will be strictly revalidated and checked upon during the detailed bid evaluation. Non-compliance of this is subjected for sanction for DO number 17 series of 2015 under the three-strike policy report. Next, statement of single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid at least 50% of the ABC. Net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, computation and statement of total assets and liabilities. Next is the mayor's permit or business permit must be present, tax clearance, audited financial statement, duly received by BIR at least 2 years from bidding date, income tax return or ITR. Next is for DTI for sole proprietorship and CDA for cooperatives. For a corporation, there should be a secretary's certificate or board resolution duly notarized indicating the authorized and designated signing official. Next, JVA, if applicable, which requires special PCAB license and registration with percentage of 2 contractors. For the bid security, the contractor can choose among the applicable forms of bid security, which the duration is 120 calendar days per RA 9184. The bidder shall submit a bid security declaration or any form of bid security in an amount not less than the required percentage of the ABC in accordance with the following schedule. Cash or cashier's check issued by the Universal of Commercial Bank, which is 2%. Now, bank draft guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a Universal or Commercial Bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed and authenticated by a Universal or Commercial Bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 2%, surety bond upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, which is 5%. Any discrepancy in the amount even a centavo means non-compliant. If the validated exceeds 120 calendar days, the contractor should renew and submit a new bid securing declaration or BSD, considering that all legal, technical, and financial documents should still be valid during award. Number 4, bid security in prescribed form for the amount and validity period. For project requirements, the bidders should attach the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, including the list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their complete qualification data and affidavit of commitment to work on the project of the contractor's key technical personnel, which there must be no duplication of key functions wherein assignments of several projects of key personnel is strongly discouraged because it was found out that some contractors have one project engineer with multiple ongoing contract projects. The 5 key technical personnel must have experience similar to the contract project to be bid at least 50% of ABC, or as follows: project manager is not necessary a licensed civil engineer. However, the experience should have minimum of 5 years experience of same position and 3 years experience of similar position. Project engineer must be duly licensed civil engineer, should be current and updated with a minimum of 5 years experience of same position, 3 years experience of similar position. For the materials engineer, must be a licensed civil engineer with minimum of 5 years experience of same position, 3 years experience of similar position, duly DPWH accredited materials and quality control engineer. Foreman with minimum of 5 years experience of same position and 2 years experience of similar position. For the safety and health officer with a certificate duly accredited by DOLE as safety officer. The bidder should have a safety officer 3 or SO3 regardless of amount and category, wherein the requirements and appointment, designation, and job description as safety officer. If the company doesn't have a safety officer, they should attach a pledge of commitment to undertake trainings for 48 hours. Additional info, they were advised not to manufacture the experience of their key technical personnel just to suit with the requirements. All the licenses and credentials of the key technical personnel must be current and updated. These attachments should be visible and have a clear copy. The BAC advised that the pledged project engineer for the project should not be conflicting with other projects, considering that the supervision will be difficult, and this is one of the reasons that will cause negative slippage. A project engineer can handle within the same jurisdiction but outside is quite questionable for his capacity to supervise. List of contractors, major construction, and lab equipment units owned, leased, or under purchase agreements must be supported by proof of ownership or lease or purchase and certification of availability of equipment from lessor, vendor for project duration. Certification of minimum laboratory equipment duly certified by any DPWH office as per DO number 80 series of 1990 and reiterated for strict compliance as per DO number 138 series of 2015, DO 11 series of 2017 to ensure that the said certification is current and updated, which has only 1 year validity and still subject for post-qualification. Construction Safety and Health Program for DO 129 series of 2014. The preparation of the Safety and Health Program is component of the technical proposal as per department order, of which the limitation is one safety officer within limited jurisdiction on the limits not exceeding 50 million. However, per project must have one first aider, and it is not necessarily approved considering that this will be resubmitted if they will be awarded to the project. The compliance of construction safety and health is now a law as per Republic Act 11058 dated August 2018. The safety officer 3 should be on site since this is one of the requirements during inspection of the personnel from DOLE. There will be a penalty if the safety officer is not around during the inspection of DOLE. The company should also conduct monthly, quarterly, yearly report as one of the OSH requirement in construction industry. The bidders were advised to prepare their own construction safety and health program. For the omnibus sworn statement in the form, the omnibus sworn statement has 9 items. They should comply with a standard form wherein, in the absence of one item, it will be rated as failed. For the affidavit of site inspection, inspection of the project site is encouraged in order to validate the site prior to dropping of bids to avoid future problem. Because the contractor has the responsibility to complete the project once awarded to them. For the financial proposal, this must be included also the bid form, the bid prices in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. So mo na ang dapat sa inyong detailed no naagid na diha ang materials, ang labor o ang material. Ang lump sum nato no mo na atong gikuan po before di mo gid malikayan ang lump sum no kay per item naa man ang lump sum. Usually na ni sa mga building nga projects maka duol lang gid mo sa planning pwede mo mangayo og breakdown sa lump sum no for kuan po na siya for smooth implementation sa project no. So makaduol lagi mo unsay suot sa lump sum kay di man pare sa ubang item nga per square naa na dayon no kay per square man lump sum compromise po nagdaghan kay materials. So quarterly, monthly cash flow and payment schedule must be present also in the financial proposal. Failure to attach any requirement or any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the above mentioned is a ground for outright rejection for the bid and will fall as non-compliant. All documents to be submitted must be current and updated, otherwise it will be rated as failed. The technical and financial proposal must be in A4 size. Mo na itong standard sa atong bid documents. Well paginated with duly authorized signatures and book-bounded to avoid insertion. Further, the authorized liaison officer will be the one to drop the bids. The bidders will also advise to be responsible to their bid submitted in accordance with the checklist, and their technical and financial proposals should have proper pagination based on the number or order if the checklist including proper sequencing of documents. Their submitted documents should be done accordingly. If the legal A documents are attached, much better. However, if the documents are expired, attach receipt of proof that the renewal is on process. The bid documents of the bidders must follow the completeness of the bid, both in form and substance. The bidders were advised not to recycle legal documents attached in the previous submission of bids which have signatures and countersigns of the back members. It must be all original signatures attesting certified copies. Affidavits must be original signature. For the joint venture, whatever guidelines complied by one bidder should also be complied by the other bidder. For example, if one has a PhilJIPS registration, then the other one should also attach their PhilJIPS registration. Leaving blanks on the bid proposal for the unit bid price of total cost per item is considered failed, except indicated as zero, or which is understood as free to the government. Bidders with lowest bid during the opening of bid is not a guarantee to be awarded. Why? Kay subject for evaluation pa man ang inyong gidrap. All bid documents are still subject for bid evaluation and post-qualification prior to be declared as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. The bidders are given 3 days upon bidding for file for a motion for reconsideration. The BAC emphasized on the deadline of the receipt by the BAC of bids, which is 10 a.m. only, as stipulated in the invitation of bid. Kung mulapas na sa 10 a.m., so dili na makadrop ang bidders. no, ato ginang gistrikto og maayo, i-close na nato ang atong bulganan dere beyond 10 a.m. in the morning. For the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification and award. The BAC will determine the eligibility of the bidders based on the PhilJEP's registration on their legal aid documents, which should be maintained current and updated, including that of the Civil Works application or the CWA, which focuses on the NFCC work experience of single largest completed contract, similar to the contract project for bidding at hand. The BAC will ascertain based on the checklist of the required documents to be submitted using pass or fail criterion during the preliminary and detailed bid evaluation. In addition, after the opening of bids as per 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation under section 32.2, the BAC will conduct a detailed bid evaluation of all the bids using non-discretionary criteria wherein it requires the completeness of bid. Bids not addressing or providing all the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as not responsive, but specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free of the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. In case of discrepancies between bid prices and figures and in words, the latter shall prevail, no? Ang words ang mo prevail. Total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the same will be applied to the detailed checking evaluation of the technical. The same will be applied no, sa katong checking evaluation of the proposal. When the bidder, rated as the lowest calculated bidder, will undergo post-qualification. Once post-qualified, the bidder will be determined as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. All bidders are of equal footing thereby. Bidders are advised to include all taxes, other fiscal and duties as mandated by law in all items of work which details are shown in the detailed estimates. For the post-qualification, the bidders were advised to read Department Order number 127, Series 2018, and other issuances relative to this matter, since the BAC will be very keen and strict on the conduct of post-qualification process, considering that the concerned officials or employees, including the concerned BAC members, will be liable to the administrative penalties if this directive will not be followed. As per DO number 127, the contractor will not be awarded with a certain project if it has a negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract or at least 10% in two or more contracts. During post-qualification, even though the contractor is the lowest bidder, still it is subject for further verification to ensure the compliance of the requirements of the contract. With that, the office will be sending a letter being the lowest calculated bid, which within 5 days from the receipt of notice, the bidder must submit the latest income and business tax return and other appropriate licenses, permits, and other legal documents required and stated in the bidding document and as stipulated in the said communication. If not complied within 5 days, the next calculated lowest bidder will be notified. So, naman ano, you're only given 5 days, no? On the other hand, the office will be sending a letter of inquiry on the committed failure on the bidding at hand. Thus, this communication must be acted upon the contractor on the required time frame. Otherwise, without action taken, it will be relatively resort to sanction, which will fall on the three-strike policy, which a tantamount of blacklisting, suspension of the contractor. If the bidder will commit three mistakes in a year, then they will be recommended for further sanctions. Moreover, the qualification and experience of the key technical personnel is subject for verification as part of the post-qualification process. They are allowed to replace their key personnel technical, which they have to write a letter 14 days prior to the proposed replacement duly approved by the HOPE of the office. The BAC will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of post-qualification. No, it is stated as per DO number 127 series 2018. The contractor can attach in the proposal the list of equipment or agreement to purchase or proposal to rent or agreement on the delivery of the equipment so that the contractor will be assessed as compliant in terms of equipment requirement. The OR and CR must be present, no? Also, it must be current and updated, not expired. The equipment should be calibrated and staff accredited, and the registration should be current and updated. Whatever is stipulated in the BDS should be followed. An inspection will be conducted on the verification of equipment during other documents to be evaluated. Also, to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should in the submitted bid location of the equipment where they can be inspected. Ang atong TWG members kay mo inspected na sa inyong equipment pledge, no? If any piece of equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder shall be post-disqualified as per Department Order Number 9, Series of 2012. 10 calendar days upon receipt of the NOA or Notice of Award, the contractor must comply the following. Notice of award with a bidder signed for a joint venture, contractor's PCAB license, special joint venture license, and joint venture agreement. Performance security in any of the forms specified in the instruction of bidders. The performance security shall be in the amount not less than the required percentage of the total contract price in accordance with the following schedule. Cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, which is 10%. Bank draft or guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a universal or commercial bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 10%. Surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, which is 30%. No? So, ang sa inyong construction methods, kay nabot ay form, no, follow lang ta sa form. Ang construction schedule in the form of per CPM diagram or precedence diagram and bar chart with S-curve, cash flow. Contractors all risk insurance or carry to be submitted during the period required on the submission of the required documents in the award of contract. However, the effective date is on the effectivity of the contract. Latest income tax and business returns duly stamped and received by BIR and duly validated with the tax payments made. Tax clearance from the BIR to prove full and timely payment of taxes. For a local contractor, certification under oath stating that a contractor is free and clean of all tax liabilities. For a foreign bidder, for the summary.
Okay, okay na kayo, no? So, I hope nga tanan yung mga prospective bidders na to na remind no sa mga requirements to be submitted. Kano sa ganang opening na to? Ano yung July July 12, no? So of course kung doon ay mga katong nasa online na mga i-request nila for clarification, we have still time no until 7 days before the opening. So we can issue a bulletin no in this regard para ma-correct or whatever kung i-consider ang ilahang mga request for clarification, na usbon sa quantity, na mga usbon sa specifications, or na ay mga changes na himuon. So we can do that. So napatay mga 5 pila ka days pa no. So of course ikuan lang ginato to follow no sa mga instructions para kanabang makuha na to ang inyong document confident kayo mo nga once nga kuan mag-success ang inyong pag-enter into bidding. So akong concern katong wa kay ka-attend na niya man maka-receive og mga ingana. So I hope na ay nang may representative siguro or ang ilang kuan. And this one di man ingon pag-ulang kanunay na mong ginabalik-balik because basig malimot mo nga og dunay mga diferensya mga document will be affected ta madili ang proseso. So thank you very much na mga clarifications. Salamat sa inyong pag-attend and this concludes our activity.